Well, let's now shift our focus to the United States, where Hurricane Irma has battered the tiny Caribbean island of Barbuda, destroying houses and uprooting trees as it continues its destruction spree across the region. The officials have warned that the death toll from Irma could in fact rise well beyond the 12 who have already been killed in the Caribbean. The Barbuda's Prime Minister has said that the storm had left the island barely habitable and the damage caused was heart-wrenching. The damage by Hurricane Irma has been to the tune of approximately $150 million, completely devastating life in these Caribbean islands that you are seeing, which have been completely flooded and torn apart by the heavy winds which have lashed across these islands. Now, in fact, nearly 90% of the buildings and vehicles on the island are reported to be destroyed by the powerful Category 5 storm. Now, at least 6 people are feared dead in the Caribbean island of St. Martin. However, the death toll is still uncertain because the clearing operations are still underway. Now, 4 of St. Martin's most solid buildings have also been destroyed by the hurricane. Now, according to the French Interior Minister, serious flooding and building damage has affected a number of islands, and the United Nations has said that as many as 37 million people could be affected by Hurricane Irma. And also, Hurricane Irma has hammered Puerto Rico on Wednesday night when it reportedly killed at least 3 people. The streets of San Juan were littered with downed trees, power lines, and with signs of devastation from the powerful hurricane. However, the residents of Puerto Rico's capital took a sigh of relief as the storm's eye did not come ashore in Puerto Rico, but rode past with 185-mile-per-hour winds and hammered the coast with 30-foot waves. The power to about 70% of the island has been cut off, but the island, however, has escaped the large-scale devastation that was seen in the nearby islands of Barbuda and St. Martin. Now, Hurricane Irma has also left an extraordinary trail of devastation across the British Virgin Islands. Now, the powerful hurricane has destroyed everything in its path, including the multi-million-pound properties of celebrities and businessmen. The properties of the likes of Donald Trump and Richard Branson reportedly have been battered by winds of Hurricane Irma. The luxury homes that are owned by Bruce Willis, Roman Abramovich and Keith Richards also have been damaged severely by this devastating storm, is what has been reported. Now, the latest forecast shows that the storm potentially moving towards South Florida in the United States. Hundreds of people have been lined up with bottled water and cars looped around the city blocks to get gas on Thursday in panicked preparation for the hurricane. Now, Florida has already declared a state of emergency in preparation for freeing up resources for shelters and evacuations. The National Guard has been deployed to help respond to the powerful storm. Mandatory evacuation orders have also been given in Florida, while officials in Miami are preparing for evacuations. According to reports which have come in, Disney World could also be forced to shut as Hurricane Irma heads north into Florida. The amusement park was also shut in 2016 when Hurricane Matthew had hammered Sunshine State.
Right now, there is a mandatory evacuation order in effect for all visitors in the Florida Keys. Tonight, this order will go into effect for all residents. If you're told to evacuate, get out quickly. We can expect additional evacuations as this storm continues to come near our state. Everyone must listen to their local officials. Listen to your local officials on the evacuations. Individuals with special needs will be evacuated from Miami beginning this morning. Miami-Dade County officials are also advising residents living in low-lying areas to start evacuating today. I cannot stress this enough. Do not ignore evacuation orders. Remember, we can rebuild your home, but we cannot rebuild your life.
Meanwhile, the International Space Station has caught a dramatic view of Hurricane Irma as it barreled towards the vulnerable Florida. The storm is being called as the most powerful Atlantic storm in over a century.